Hello YouTube, this is Frugal and this is the Frooglesim news for today, Sunday, February the 7th, 2016. First up, Flight Sim Con 2016. The event is rapidly ramping up and the 2016 event looks set to be the biggest and the best ever. Exhibitors actually now include Orbex, Boston Virtual ARTCC, FSFX Packages, Quality Wings, IVAO, VATSIM, Jetliner Systems, Eastern Hops, Volair Sim, J-Aviator, Fly Inside, Hi-Fi Sims, and the list continues to grow week on week. The attendee list is also starting to look pretty darn impressive as well. I'll be there keynoting the show just as I did last year, then hanging out for the entire weekend to chat, answer your questions, and generally have a lot of fun with you guys. The event takes place at the New England Air Museum, Windsor Locks, Connecticut on June 11th and 12th, and is the only major US sim show that we have here in the US, obviously. I think England now has about 3 a year. So if you are in the US and want to attend, head on over to flightsimcon.com and sign up, and I will see you there. Next up, Orbex Notodden. Orbex continue to add new airports to their Norway region, and Notodden is a small airport in the southern part of Norway that really has very little going for it except for a maintenance hangar, winter storage of aircraft, a dock for seaplanes, and just 2 airlines operating from the airport. It has a single 1,400 meter long runway which actually has a road crossing the middle, a bit like Gibraltar. Charter companies operate the Beechcraft B200 aircraft from the airport, and scenery even includes a simulated boarding of those aircraft at the correct times of day, which is pretty cool. The scenery features highly detailed exterior and interior of the airport buildings, points of interest in the nearby city of Notodden, including more than 500 local houses and residences that were placed in the correct position by hand. Given the location, of course, in Norway, it has seasonal texturing, as you would expect, and the scenery, though, does require that you have Orbex Norway installed. It will set you back $24.77 and is available for all versions of FSX and all versions of Prepared. Sticking with Orbex, ESSA was released. Now, the bulk of the Orbex catalog tends to be massive regions combined with smaller regional airports, with a few notable exceptions. Orbex Stockholm Arlanda is another of those exceptions, modeling Sweden's international gateway airport and serving more than 22 million passengers every year. The airport is actually certified to handle all aircraft types, including the massive A380, and has scheduled flights all over the world. The features in Orbex's ESSA Stockholm include custom night lighting, handcrafted snow layers, which includes frost and snow on buildings in the winter, and there's even a spotting hill with animated spotters to wave at you as you approach. High-resolution ground imagery is used, as well as advanced ground texturing, which includes tire tracks and oil stains, as well as integration with people flow and nature flow. Available right now for all versions of FSX and all versions of Prepared for, again, $24.77. Next up, NSS Verona. New Scenery Studio have followed up their Pisa X scenery with LipX Verona, modeling the Verona airport in Italy. The scenery features photorealistic ground textures covering 58 square kilometers as a resolution of 2K. Airport and layout changes to the real airport in 2015 are also included in the scenery. And the add-on also includes 2 AFCAD files, one for those who want to fly with AI traffic and one for those who don't. The scenery includes custom animations for the radar, the beacon, windsock and flags, as well as vehicles, and those vehicles are themselves regional, as in you're going to see Italian cars. NSS Verona is optimized for performance and a low VAS hit and is available for all versions of FSX and Prepared for just €16. Next up, the MillVids Super Sabre is coming soon. MillVids have published details and opened up pre-orders for their upcoming F100 Super Sabre. Now, as well as a successor to MillVids' own Sabre, which is a personal favorite of mine, the Super Sabre was developed as a successor to the Sabre in the real world also. It was initially designed as an air superiority fighter, but then adapted for use in a wide variety of roles, including air-to-ground attack in Vietnam. Supersonic, it set multiple speed records and even became the first jet fighter to overfly the North Pole. MillVids' version models every control and switch in the cockpit, although not all are functional, and also has accurate modeling of the aircraft systems, as well as the flight model. It's actually been developed with the help of 4 veteran pilots who have combined about 4,000 hours in this aircraft. The aircraft also introduces MVAMs, which is an add-on manager that allows you to customize everything about the aircraft, including preset comms channels, aircraft state, weapon loadout, and controls, and the add-on also supports TACPAC. No date yet on an official release, but the aircraft will support all versions of FSX as well as Prepared 2 and 3, with pre-orders coming in at $49.99. More information at the MillVids link in the show notes below. Carenado SR22 Turbo for X-Plane is nearing release. Carenado this week posted pictures on Facebook of their incoming SR22 GTS X Turbo, catchy names again, for X-Plane featuring the G1000. This is the latest in a line of updates to their aircraft, adding in full G1000 support, as well as typically updating the graphics, the sound, and performance of the aircraft. No news was posted about availability or price, but their turnaround time over at Carenado for X-Plane versions of their normal FSX and prepared aircraft is usually pretty good, so expect to see this hitting the xplane.org store relatively soon. Interestingly, comments on the photo album at Facebook ask, what about the Phenom? What about an update to the Pilatus PC-12? What about the CJ2? Lots of eager eyes watching Carenado in the X-Plane community right now. Final piece of news, DCS 16-2 Red Flag campaign was released. Now I have to get these and I've got to start filming, but Eagle are cranking out new campaigns lately at an incredible pace. Thank you, thank you, thank you. 16-2 is the second campaign for the Nevada map and focuses on delivering an accurate red flag training experience for A-10 pilots. The campaign contains 10 handmade missions, including detailed maps, briefings, and lineup cards, as well as hundreds of voiceovers and triggers. As before, this was developed with help from acclaimed military author Steve Davis, and as you would expect, requires you to be running DCS World 2, the Nevada map, and of course the A10C. Now, if you don't have those, Eagle are currently running a bundle on the map, the campaign, and the A10C, and I highly recommend all of those things, for $65. If you already have them though, the campaign itself will set you back a paltry $9.99. Again, why on earth haven't I got this yet? In fact, I'm going to go get it right now. That's it for this week's news. As always, my name is Frugal. Thank you so very much for watching. If I did miss something of vital importance, leave me a note in the comment section below. I'll take a look and see if it's worth including in next week's show.